similar to what you did in Sun Shipper, and I need a couple of great actors. Okay? Okay, you please. Okay, there's one in the back, two. All right, let's see, all the way in the back. With your hand raised to the right, come on up. Three. I need two more. Right here. And last one. Last one. Right here. All right. All right. So we're going to act out. We're going to act out. Hold on. I got it. We got it. We're going to act out a Mississippi River Steamboat. Okay. So we got to start with fire. All right. You're going to be fire. Okay. Give me your best fire. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. That's good fire. Let's say it again. Fire. Okay. And then what happens to the fire boils the water, but a lot of water. It boils the water and it makes steam. So you got to be the water turning into steam. Okay. Water to steam. Right? Okay. What happens to the steam? The steam is high pressure. And the steam goes up to the top of the boiler where the steam is being made, and it shoots out a pipe. And then it's got a lot of pressure behind it, so that steam is able to do work. And it actually ends up pushing a big piston. You're going to be the pistons, okay? So you're going to be the pistons, all right? Yeah, big, strong, yeah. All right, let's see how we're doing. Is the fire going? The fire's got to be going, all right? The water's going. The water turns into steam. The steam makes the pistons run, and the pistons connect to pitman arms because the pistons only go one way, right? The pistons only go one way. So you got to have something that can change that force of the piston arms into turning the paddle wheel, and that's the pitman arms. The pitman arms connect to the end of the piston, and they actually rotate, right? So they rotate. So the pistons back and forth, right? Back and forth, and the pitman arm is turning, and finally there's the paddle wheel, and the paddle wheel is going to get the boat going, right? All right, so Gramsci, let's see how we're doing here. Let's get a little music going. All right, ready? Got the fire. Fire's going. Keep going. Keep going. Turning the water into steam. The steam pushes the pistons. Big, long pistons. Slow stroke. Heavy motion. A lot of power. And the pistons connect to the pitman arms, which convert the pistons motion into turning, which turns the paddle wheel. All right, let's see. Let's put it all together now. Put it all together now. All right.
Mississippi go on. On your lazy steamer. There's a spot around the bend. That's my home. My journey's end upon the lazy steamer. Move on. You Mississippi, 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 roll on.
All right, good job. Let's hear it for us. So the steamboats become the leader of the Mississippi. The steamboats are before like 1838. Before 1838, to get from Louisville, Kentucky down to New Orleans would take 4 weeks. When the steamboat comes out, it takes 4 months. Louisville, Kentucky to New Orleans, 4 months. Now that the steamboat's in play in 1838, 6 days. Right? So it changed transportation. It changed commerce. The steamboat was the king. The steamboat carried the news. It carried the latest fashions. It carried the latest music. It carried cargo. It carried the newfangled toys and contraptions that you may have needed for your house. And the steamboat was revered because it was the master of the Mississippi. Finally, something had come in to tame the Mississippi. What happened is these steamboats became very elevated. To travel on a steamboat was posh, very, very nice. So if you were on the steamboat, you would live with beautiful carpets. Carpets were rare back in those days. Beautiful carpets and gorgeous chandeliers lit by gas. And you would see these beautiful handiwork, beautifully ornate woodwork on the rails. The steamboats were palaces on the Mississippi River. The steamboats were the beginning of our push out to the west. Before the steamboat, really, not a lot going on west of the Mississippi River. Not a whole lot going on. The steamboat brought all of the immigrants, right? We had a lot of people coming into the United States about this time, and this was their way of getting out to their new frontier, their new homes. So it delivered the immigrants. It expanded the United States. It stretched our border further west, and it gave us a way to communicate, to trade, but it also gave us a way to begin communication with the Native American Indians. Back then, the steamboat was our only way of communicating. There was no phone, there was no TV, there was no cell phone, there was no Walmart, no CNN, no Target. There was no arena to go and watch a sports event. There was no Superdome to go see a concert. The place you went for all of that, the place you went for all of that was the steamboat. So when the steamboat showed up at your town, it was a big, big event. In the heyday of the steamboat was the 1840s and 50s. And just to kind of give you an idea of how big the steamboat became on the Mississippi River, think of all of the East Coast, New York, Boston, Philadelphia, pretty big towns by the 1840s. Without New Orleans, all of the trade on the Mississippi, minus New Orleans, was double all of the commerce that was going in and out of the East Coast. Pretty busy, right? Think about that for a minute. Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Savannah, Charleston, Norfolk, all these big towns with big ports that have been trading internationally for years, and the Mississippi River, without New Orleans included, doubled the cargo capacities in 1840. So it was pretty busy. And the faster your boat, the more success you had. So steamboat races became a thing. They were illegal because they were dangerous. Push that boiler too hard, get that pressure up too high, you could have an explosion. The whole boat would go. And they were shallow, right? Remember I said that they were only about 4 to 6 foot deep, so they would sink very quickly. So steamboat races turned around. The Robert E. Lee competed against the Natchez in 1870. Captain Tom Leathers, the captain of the Natchez, actually took out an ad. Everybody knew the race was going down. The Natchez and the Robert E. Lee were in New Orleans. There was a lot of talk, a lot of rumor about the race to St. Louis. But Captain Leathers didn't want to end up in jail for being an illegal steamboat racer. So he actually took out a full-page ad in the newspaper in New Orleans saying, "Your cargo is entrusted to me as a professional steamboat captain. All rumors about the race are not true. I am entrusted with the cargo and passengers on board my vessel to be delivered safely to St. Louis." And then he beat the Robert E. Lee by about a half a day. So, it's kind of funny. But another thing that the steamboats brought is disease. The Native American Indians had never seen smallpox. By this time in the 1840s, smallpox wasn't even an issue with a lot of the new U.S. population. But the Indians, no immunity to it, and wiped out a lot of populations. But one of the big things that the steamboat did bring to the area is food and jazz. early 1900s, the steamboat was still the king. And Fate Marable on the Structus steamers was around. Louis Armstrong played with Fate, where he actually left Kid Ory's band, who was playing on the back of the truck, and went on board a steamboat. Baby Dodds, Kid Ory, they all ended up playing on the steamboats, and we got some fantastic jazz music from the steamboats.
Well, won't you come along with me down that Mississippi? We'll take a boat to the land of dreams, steaming down the river down to New Orleans. And there to greet us, old friends to meet us. I'm gonna rich and all my boat folks meet. Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. Basin Street is the street where the elite always meet. Way down in New Orleans, land of dreams. You'll never know how nice it seems, just how much it really means. I'm glad to be, yes, sirree, was free, most dear to me, where I can't lose. Those old Basin Street blues, clap your hands, clap your hands. Beside the river, down in Dixieland, folks are singing, the banjos are ringing, everything is grand. Just listen to that New Orleans ragtime band. When they start dancing, dancing and prancing, dancing on the sugarcoat stump. Old Man River seems to whisper, let my doggies run. I step and mama, keep shouting all night long. She said, oh daddy, sweet daddy, rockin' up like a cradle, sweet mama, I must let the doggies run. Do that dance with me, dancing on the sugarcoat stump. Beside the river, down in Dixieland, folks are singing, banjos are ringing, everything is great. Just listen to that New Orleans ragtime band. Mama, sweet mama, rockin' like a cradle, sweet mama, I must let the doggies run. Do that dance with me, dance called Sugarfoot Stomp.